Holy cow, the Cubs split the series with the Arizona D-backs. Recap of the second series of the Cubs 2025 season. The Cubs split with the Arizona D-backs, bringing their record to 2-4. Cubs and D-backs alternated wins throughout the series. Let's start with game one. Cubs win. First win of this year. Let's go. Clap it up. They win 10-6, largely powered by Miguel Amaya's strong bat as he drove in half of the runs for the Cubs off of 2 doubles. 5 RBIs on 2 doubles. Ian Happ brought his own lumber to the park as well. He homered and drove in 3 by himself. Now, even though the Cubs won, could consider as handily, the Cubs did leave 10 guys on base and still had a second consecutive, let's call it unimpressive start. It's not the Justin Steele that we have got to know over the last couple of seasons. He still got the win, and it was better than he was in Tokyo, but will the real Justin Steele please stand up? Game 2, D-backs get their lick back as they bash the Cubs aside their head with the final score of 8-1. You probably heard this name a lot. You're going to hear it a lot during this video as well. Eugenio Suarez. He hit 2 two-run home runs, both off of Jameson Taillon, who gave up 6 runs over 4 in the third innings. Those 2 home runs, they gave him 3 for the series. We're in the second game of the 4-game series, and he's already got 3 home runs against the Cubs. Coming into this, he already had a reputation as a Cubs killer, and he's proven that to be true. D-backs had 3 errors in this game, and they still won because the Cubs could only get 3 hits. We're 4 games into the season now. At this point, the Cubs haven't had 1 starter pitch into the 6th inning. It's too early to be 5 and diving. And this pen, and we'll talk about that later, this pen is still subpar. Something has to give. Between the starters and the pen, something has to give. Game 3. The Cubs win this one. And what did I just say about that pen? The Cubs took a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the 9th. Finally had a starter pitch past the 5th inning as Imanaga, possibly the ace of this staff. He pitched a dominant 7 innings and only gave up 3 hits and 1 run. Clap it up for him. The Cubs' prized offseason acquisition, Kyle Tucker, in a trade with the Houston Astros, he got his season going with a 3-for-4 performance at the plate that included a 2-run home run. Clap it up for him. Not to be outdone, Michael Busch, called up from the minors, got his first career home run to add in a much needed insurance run. Clap it up. Last but not least, the Javi vibes. I'm going to say that a lot this season because my boy PCA in center, he gives me Javi vibes. Like prime 2016, 2017 Javi Baez. He gunned down the runner from deep center. And the guy, he thought he could advance to third base off a fly ball. Not so fast, buddy. Not on PCA's watch. Got gunned. You got smoked. Shot down by a smooth criminal. Now to the bad news of this game. Ryan Presley. He went out there in a Hector Neris costume and put on a damn good impersonation. He gave up a leadoff single, and that guy again, Mr. Suarez, put another one in the seats. 4 home runs on the season, 4 home runs off of Cubs pitching. 3 games into the season. Come on, guys. After Suarez got done trotting around the bases, Presley gave up another hit, then got 2 guys to pop out, and then walked another guy. 2 on, 2 out before he got Corbin Carroll to hit a soft 1 or 2 bouncer to the shortstop. Good thing for us, Dansby Swanson was charging. The Speedy Carroll reached on the infield single, but my man Swanson, he's got his eyes up. He's playing the field. He caught pitch runner Garrett Hampson overrunning third base, jumped in and got in between the two and tagged him out for the final out of the game. Amazing heads up clutch play by Swanson. Because if not for that, we was headed towards an L. It's too early in the season for an embarrassing loss of that magnitude. Don't need that mojo on this team. Not right now. At this point of the season, after the 5th game of the season, Seihei Suzuki, he's 2 for 20 with 11 strikeouts. I asked this in the last episode. At what point do we start asking ourselves if Suzuki is really a dude or is he just a guy? Series finale. Getaway day. Cubs lose 10-6. Another day, another Cubs starter giving up the ball after the 5th inning. I don't know what this is about. Maybe it's, getting the guys warm for during the early season. Could be. It could just be, managing your staff. I don't know. Well, I just don't like the way I see it, especially given that our pen has issues. Matthew Boyd, who started this game, he gave up 4 hits and 3 walks over 5 scoreless innings. He struck out 5 as well. So you know what that means. I did say the Cubs lost 10-6. The pen gave up every run this game. The Cubs took a 6-2 lead into the top of the 8th on 2 different home runs. Kyle Tucker had a 3-run homer, and welcome to the 2025 season for Seihei Suzuki. I just maligned him. Now he's back in the good graces. He got the game going. He made the game 3-0 with his homer in the 6th inning off a lefty Eduardo Rodriguez, shaking off a 2 for 21 start for the season. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the start of a long hitting streak for my boy Suzuki. Here's my thoughts on the series. Cubs split, and I said going into the series with the Athletics, I would be happy with them being 2-4 at this point. But the number that stands out to me is 3 + 2 + 2 + 10. That's 18. That's how many runs the pen gave up over 4 games against the Arizona D-backs. That's the reason this team will underachieve. If the pen continues to do stuff like that, I have no doubt in my mind, this pen, as currently constructed, is not a division-winning bullpen. If this team is going to stay out of another early season deep rut, a deep hole they had to dig themselves out of, it'll be off the strength of the bats. Can this team average 6 to 7 runs a game to keep from the pen from blowing things? Who knows? We'll have to see. But right now I have my doubts. It's March 30th. We got a long way to go. And pen arms are usually acquired as the deadline approaches. I know that's when pennants and World Series are won. So there's a lot of time for this team to live up to their billing and a lot of time for this team to prove me wrong. And I can't wait till both happens. Go Cubs.
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.